Hello and welcome to this episode of Stitch in Time. Today we are going to talk about insurance mis-selling, and joining me is Vinay Saha, who is the insurance ombudsman for Maharashtra and has been an insurance industry veteran. Thank you very much, Mr. Saha, for joining us here on Money 9. There are a lot of complaints that are coming in, and I'm sure you could share your experience with us as well on insurance being sold as a fixed deposit scheme. Could you tell us a little about if you've received similar such complaints from consumers as well?
Good morning, Vivek. Thank you for having me with you on the show. We have been receiving a good number of complaints wherein the insurance has been sold as FD. Mostly the single premium policies are sold as FD or even RD or PPF, promising fantastic returns, much better than FDs. Some of the complaints that come to me have been sold to the NAV policyholders that they will get double their money in 5 years' time. Single premium policies canvassed but sold as regular premium paying policies, wherein you can get back your money in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, along with the principal amount plus a good percentage of interest ranging from 10% to going up to even 18% and 20%, depending on how gullible the customer is. Even unit-linked policies are sold as FDs or something wherein very fantastic returns are promised. In such cases, mostly they quote a past performance of the same product or a similar product of the company. Many of the policies also have been sold with the benefits that are there in the policies, but which are not declared, not defined at the inception stage, like loyalty bonuses, terminal bonuses. A very good percentage is promised for all these three things, and the policies in turn are sold as FDs.
What can, sir, a consumer do to prevent such mis-selling?
See, once you have to go into this, there are two things I would like to share with you and your prospective policyholders, or even the policyholders, people who have already taken policies. How is the policy bought is the first part of it, and then of course comes what preventive things they can adopt. Usually the policy is sold, such policies are sold on phone. They can also be sold during the visit of the intermediary to the residence, and sometimes even such policies are sold only by way of communicating through a mail. Now these fantastic interest rates or other things that are promised are again promised either verbally or on a piece of plain paper, even as a jotting down on the benefit illustration that the IRDA prescribes, which mostly are limited to 6 and 8% that the IRDA says, but there alongside some benefits, as I said, terminal bonus and other things are added, and the percentages, interest rates and other things are hiked up. Sometimes pamphlets are also given which do not have an authentic source associated with it. Now prevention, the first and the foremost thing is that we have to make the consumers more aware of what exactly is insurance. They have to be told that any insurance product has an element of mortality charges associated with it, which none of the companies takes into account for calculating either your bonus or your return on the policy. This is what. Now prevention part is, I would say that once suppose you get a phone call, the public in general has to cross check by visiting a branch of the insurer, should cross check. Number two is, if a person is coming to your place to canvass business, His identity, his credentials have to be asserted. The consumer has to understand the product benefits by reading the relevant portions in the sales literature, sales brochures and pamphlets. As far as possible, the proposal form should be filled in by the proposer, by the consumer. It should not be left to the intermediary to fill in it. And just mostly what we do is, even literate people, educated people, they just sign and hand over a blank proposal form to the answers in the proposal form also should be given truthfully by the consumer. These days, most of the companies, they have a verification call with the consumer. The question asked therein are very relevant, very important, and you have to answer. You should answer them very truthfully. Once you get the policy, check the policy, and I know that there are very small prints, fine prints, but 4 or 5 things which a person should check is the premium that he is going to pay, how long the premium he has to pay, the policy term and the premium paying term, as we say, the maturity benefits associated with the policy, the death benefits associated with the policy, and what are the surrender clauses. These 5 things at least I expect that the consumers should read in a policy. As every consumer knows, everyone knows, every policy comes with a cooling off period of 15 years after you receive the policy. So if you are not fine with any of the conditions in the policy, probably you should get the policy cancelled, write to the company, go to the branch, and see that. So these are certain things which I would expect the consumers, the policyholders, the prospective policyholders to check and be aware about. Vivek, one more thing at this point I would like to say, that the companies also have to contribute their mite to this one. 2 3 things which I am seeing that the companies can look into is, number one, accepting business from a marketing intermediary should be associated by the company checking the status and profile of the marketing intermediary, especially the broker. The second is the creation of a customer ID, unique customer ID for each and every customer. Why I am saying this is that probably if at a point of time, within a gap of 15 days, 1 month, a customer, by falling into one of the traps, buys 3 4 policies, there should be a mechanism with the insurer to tag all the policies in one place, which is very, very, very important from the financial underwriting point of view. And the third thing is, invariably in each and every case, irrespective of what premium the parties paid, the insurance company should insist for a income proof. Usually insurance companies don't take any income proof if the premium is 1 lakh rupees. And I've seen thousands of cases wherein deliberately the insurer, the intermediary, gives in a proposal where the premium is 99,000, just to avoid this income proof thing. So invariably what I would expect is that the company should insist on income proof. And lastly, wherever the place of insurance is different from the place of prospect is different from the place where the business is being introduced, the company branch, there should be a reason of saying that associated with that individual proposal. So these are certain things which I think that from the consumer point of view, even from the insurer point of view, would go in a long way in arresting, if not all, then most of these such complaints where the consumer is taken for a ride.
Mr. Shah, how long does it take to get relief from an ombudsman like you?
What has happened is, what usually happens is that from registration of a complaint till solving of a complaint, there is a procedure of having a hearing, and then passing of an award. This is the period of 3 months. Now, along with this, the insurer, in cases where he has to make a refund or make some adjustment, he is given a time of further 30 days to comply with the award. So in effect, it becomes 4 months. 4 months. So this is the mandated rule of clearance of cases from the ombudsman. But depending on what is happening is, right now, there were centers where there was a gap in appointment of ombudsman, so there some complaints are pending, old complaints are pending. As also there are some centers, there are very large number of complaints that come regularly. So there sometimes this time period increases. Uh, After passing of an award, the insurer has to comply with that within 30 days is again a mandate which the insurers are supposed to do.
All right, we leave it there. Thank you very much, Mr. Shah, for joining us and sharing your thoughts and alerting our consumers on how they can protect themselves when buying insurance. Thank you very much.